I am so excited to be doing another video review over some of my favorite books. Today I will be focusing on some of my favorite nonfiction self-help books, so let's dive into it. One of my first favorites is What Happened to You with Dr. Perry and Oprah. This is a super easy read. The way that they write this book is like in a conversation style between Dr. Perry and Oprah. They relate science, practicum, and personal experience throughout this entire book. I finished this book rather quickly. I also love that there are diagrams that Dr. Perry included for easier understanding, such as this. Overall, just amazing diagrams to understand how trauma can affect somebody. I especially love this one, mechanisms of transgenerational trauma and how that can affect you on a DNA level. There's another book that I read on transgenerational trauma that I hope to review soon because I think it's super important in understanding how we carry things on a DNA level. The second favorite is The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest. Brianna writes with such ease in this book, and this book is quite literally therapy in a book. There's practices that Brianna has included that I've done in my own personal therapy, so why spend money when you can just buy this book, right? Some things that I have in here that I really like is intuitive nudges versus intrusive thoughts, and understanding the difference between what you're thinking and like based on fear. So there are plenty of practices in here to understand yourself better, and again, such an easy read. I finished this on a vacation. If I remember correctly, I actually finished it while I was in the airport going to my destination. I was just so intrigued by this book. Hope to read more by Brianna soon. My latest read is Secure Love by therapist Julie. She uses attachment styles in her practice, and that's what she focuses on. This book focuses on platonic, not only platonic, but romantic relationships. And I also love the diagrams that she has included. Anatomy of a trigger throughout our body. I think this is so important to understand and is also easily understood throughout the book. She has little pictures to help understand. Another thing that she talks about that I really like is what happens when your partner struggles with depression, trauma, or addiction. That's a little taboo topic in society that I think is just so important. And she also talks about like having a healthy sex life, which again I think is so important when it comes to like specifically my generation, because I don't think there are a lot of safe sex practices, or they're not done in a healthy way within two people. So I love this book. Julie also has an Instagram that she focuses on, and she uses those two birds. So throughout her Instagram post, she uses these two birds and like has conversations back and forth on how to strengthen your relationships. So go check out her Instagram. I'll try to include it in the comments as well, so it's easily accessible. Another book that I think is so important is All About Love by Bell Hooks. I'm so happy that I've seen this book on Book Talk and Bookstagrams, because Bell Hooks provides a new and different perspective on what love means and how that can move a society and nation in the right direction. One of her main points in here is how love is depicted as a noun. However, if love was depicted as a verb and our actions showed love and we moved in love, our interpersonal and intrapersonal relationships would become so much stronger. So overall, this is just a new and different perspective on what love means and what love can look like. Love this. This is a little bit of a harder read, I do have to say. However, the content makes you have a new perspective on what love means. So again, I think this is so important. And lastly, Sonia Choquet. I have been talking about Sonia on my Bookstagram a few times, but I absolutely just love her writing. These are not easy topics to write about, especially when you're doing a self-help, spiritual, religious book. Anything along the nonfiction world can be really difficult to read, but she does it so perfectly. I absolutely adore her writing, and I think it's important for anybody who's on a spiritual journey to dive into some of Sonia's work, just so they can have a better understanding. I think that's important as well, because believing in a higher power can lead to a longer lifespan. So just getting into a good religious or spiritual practice is important for your overall health. I will include some scholarly articles in my comments as well, in case anybody is interested in reading further on that. However, I just wanted to end with these two books, and I can't wait to do more reviews over self-help books, because there are just so many that I read, and I can't wait.